Hello and welcome to my channel where I do guides for photography. Today we are going to set up Darktable. I haven't done any videos about how to set up Darktable and get started with Darktable, so it's about time. This is just how I do it. This isn't really a guide because everyone has different needs, but this is the way I do it, and let's just jump in. So the first thing I always do is to go into the settings, and then I go for general, and under general I always change the theme. I don't like this gray toning here. I'm used to darker toning, but this is the most correct gray toning, or because this theme here is the one that will contrast the least with your pictures. So a darker theme will contrast with your images in the way that you tend to develop your images brighter than what would be correctly, because you have this dark theme that's contrasting all the time. But I can't use this theme, so I go in and I change the theme to Darktable Elegant Dark. So that's the first thing I do. And the second thing I do is to go under processing, and I'm going through all of the changes here. So I make sure to set the correct path to all my LUTs. I don't have any LUTs on this computer right now, but that's what I do. And sometimes I feel like developing images using scene referred sigmoid, but usually I tend to leave it at Filmic. But you can change between scene referred filmic and scene referred sigmoid. The filmic is what I'm used to using, and I like the filmic module a lot. But the scene referred sigmoid module is maybe a bit easier to deal with. It tends to give a different result. So if you have problems with highlights or something like that and you can't tweak it correctly with scene referred filmic, you can try and reset the history of the image and go into settings and, for example, change it to scene referred sigmoid. The other modules here, scene or display referred, is a legacy way to work with images, and it's not recommended to use that anymore. And the default is scene referred filmic. Under CPU memory, depending on which computer I'm using, on this computer it runs the best with default, but on my other computer it runs the best with large. So you can try and change the settings here. So if we read here, defines how much Darktable may take from your system resources. Default. Darktable takes around 50% of your system resources, which is enough to be performant. Small. Should be used if you are simultaneously running applications taking large parts of your system memory or OpenCL/GL applications like games or Hugin. Large is the best options if you're not running other applications at the same time as Darktable and wanted to take the most of your system resources for performance. So if you're basically only running Darktable when you're processing images, put it on large. OpenCL GPU acceleration. Darktable enables this by default if your computer or graphics card support OpenCL. On one of my laptops, it's strange. On the Windows, it supports OpenCL, but on the Linux, I cannot get it to support OpenCL. And this is a AMD Radeon mobile chip, which for some reason works on the Windows but not on Linux. Anyway, on this system it runs fine, and I usually keep it on default, but we can read what that means. So OpenCL scheduling profile defines how preview and full pixel pipes tasks are scheduled on OpenCL enabled systems. Default: GPU processes full and CPU processes preview pipe. Multiple GPUs, I have that on one of my laptops, so I always put it on multiple GPUs. It processes both pixel pipes in parallel on 2 different GPUs. Very fast GPU. Process both pixel pipes sequentially on the one GPU. So default is the option that makes most sense on this system. And you have OpenCL drivers. So if you have an Intel GPU card, you can make sure to check this. If you have a NVIDIA card that supports CUDA, make sure that you have this option. If you have a AMD card, make sure to check mark this. And you can also try out Rustic CL and other platforms. So that's basically what I change here. I also make my own presets on the hair, but I'm not going to go into that right now. So then we are done with the preferences, and it's about time to import some images. Okay, so if we go on the import, add to library, and under places, make sure that you see your hard drive or folder there. If you don't, you just click that plus button and browse for your folder there. So if I go into extern, which is my hard drive, and I go into pictures, raw, and raw again. Let's go into 2018 and take all the images from 2018. And under here you can see it's only showing about 5 files, 6 actually. What you need to do if you have subfolders under that folder is to take recursive directory. Then it browses all of the subfolders, and as you can see it found 5,848 images in that folder. Now if you want to import TIFFs and JPEGs and PNGs and whatever other files than raw files, you don't want to tick this one. But I don't want to import any other files than the raw files, so I'm going to tick ignore non-raw images. And then you can see it parses again, and then it's only 2,910 images. And I'm going to hit add to library, and as you can see it parses all of the images from that year. I think most of the images from that year is actually only snapshots, mostly, but that doesn't matter. It's parsing those images and adding it to my system, and it's soon done here. Yeah, there we are done. Okay, so in this grid or window right now, this is all of the images. So if you want to go into a specific folder, you go up here under collections. So if you click collections, you have all of those folders that you imported. Now, to me, this film roll doesn't make any sense, because I catalog my folders by date, year, etc., and even location. So I want to use folder view, and then you can see this is the root folder I imported, so 2018, and under here you have all the folders as you have cataloged them on your system. And then it's just a matter of getting started. All right, so let's go into an image here. And usually when I'm developing photos inside Darktable, I go for full screen and I take away that. And usually I remove that one and the film strip. But I click one time again here. Then I have access to these buttons. So this is my default view. And then I tend to actually use the keyboard shortcuts to get around inside Darktable. And maybe I actually increase that a bit. So that's actually how I set up Darktable. So I hope you learned something. Maybe you have a different way to set up Darktable. If you have, shoot a comment and let us know how you set up Darktable. Now, if there's any questions, hit the comments and I will answer. If there's any videos you would like to see, whether it's Darktable or raw therapy or something else, hit the comments. And if you like the video, hit the like button, and if you want to watch more from me, hit the subscribe button. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye.